gamechanger.com. So you guys can get some free training and some information on our end of the year celebration to celebrate another powerful quarter and year in Extra Digit. So let's go ahead and get it rocking and rolling. What is Extra Digit about? Well, we're a group of people. I don't care if you're a single mom, single dad, network marketer, college student, military vet. We're a group of people who focus on finances and focus on strategy to help people get their finances out the way. And we coined this, we came up with this concept by using a format called 2-4-3. So if you're taking notes, I want you to write a 2 and up under it a 4 and up under that a 3. So we call it 2-4-3. Now, here's why. Everybody in America has 2 financial objectives primarily, okay? Most people are trying to make sure that their current lifestyle is paid for, which typically happens with their labor, right? And then you want to make sure your future lifestyle is paid for, which typically happens with your investments. The problem is that most people working a job right now are barely making enough money to cover their current lifestyle, so you can pretty much forget about the future. So if you understand anything about capitalism, the reason you're going to work every day is because, bottom line, the bills have to be paid. The investments you have to have enough money when you retire that you've amassed in investments so that your lifestyle doesn't have to decrease. And right now in America, we see that that's what's happening, guys. People are having to get part-time jobs. People are having to sell their homes, and people are not really happy with the financial retirement plan that they've set for themselves, where there are 4 basic reasons for that. So we call that 4. The 4 represents the 4 challenges that people in America have when it comes to their finances. Now, let me tell you exactly what this means. The number 1 challenge people have is inflation. Now, inflation is important to understand because it creeps in on you, and a lot of people don't even realize that it actually exists. Inflation is also known as the silent income killer, okay? Now, why is it the silent killer? Because the cost of living goes up every single day in America, and that means the value of your dollar is going down every single day. You see, a lot of people miss that. In other words, if you're making $50,000 in the year 2000 and you're making $100,000 in 2010, believe it or not, you're still making $50,000 because the cost of living went up and your money doubled. But by the time your money doubled, everything else quadrupled. So really you broke even. And that's the trick in capitalism. The name of the game is to put your money in things that outpace inflation. So inflation is the silent killer because business owners continue to push the cost of goods and services up slowly, but our pay raise doesn't come at the same rate. So that's inflation. So in other words, guys, the value of your dollar does not have to decrease or lose. You don't have to go from $5 to $1 in order for your $5 to be worth $1. You see the difference? In other words, a $20 bill today was a $50 bill in 1960. You know, if you put $20 on the table, you got $50 worth of stuff. Well, these days, a $20 bill in your gas tank gets you what a $10 bill got you 10 years ago. You see, so your money's cut in half. Now, the second thing that keeps people unhappy financially is called taxes. You gotta understand that the tax game is something that in America, if you don't get a hand on quick, you'll never, ever, ever be able to play by the rules of the wealthy. You have to understand how the tax game actually works. Now, when we talk about taxes on this particular webinar, we're talking about income taxes. All right, write that down as a note. Stop overpaying your income taxes. Wealthy people pay taxes, but they don't pay a dime more than they should. So this is not about tax evasion. People say, oh, I'm gonna go to jail. They're teaching bad practices and principles. No, that's not it at all. We're teaching people how to develop or understand the rules that the tax laws that they have on the books, so you can do like wealthy people do. So it's a very, very common thing. The third thing that keeps most people from succeeding financially is called debt. We call debt the curse. The reason debt is a curse is because if you pass down some of your bad habits and a lot of your interest rates and things like that to your children, it can haunt your family long after you're gone. A lot of people miss that. Here's a good note for you guys, if you're taking notes. Taxes cause debt. Taxes actually cause debt. Because if you think about it, if you're making $50,000 a year and the government is taking, let's say, $18,000, then what happens is your trying to make up the 18,000 that they took, and most people try to borrow the 18,000. So you have a $32,000 lifestyle because the taxes took 18, but in reality you made 50,000. It's just that it never made it home. So in order to get it back in our homes, what do? We borrow 18,000 and end up paying back 24,000. So a lot of us are paying for things 2 and 3 times because the taxes came off the top in most situations where you have a job. You know, so let's keep it in context. These are the 4 things that keep people from struggling financially. Keep people from succeeding financially. The 4th one is big business. Big business will always find a way to make sure you participate in capitalism. Now, what that means is this, okay? Every holiday, Valentine's Day, Father's Day, Mother's Day, Black Friday, Cyber Monday, Christmas, Christmas Eve, New Year's Eve, you know, spring break, back to school, Halloween, Labor Day, Memorial Day. People have a tendency to miss this. We get so happy celebrating that we don't realize that every month big business has something for you to do. Okay, so right now, my example that I'm trying to get you guys to understand, right now everybody's running back to school specials. And then in a minute, it'll be Labor Day. So we'll all take a day off work, but then we'll all go make up for it by going to the grocery store and cooking out, right? And then October will be here, and it'll be Halloween. So all the dentists, you know, they'll get filthy rich from the candy that all of our kids get in the costume stores and the costume parties and the alcoholic beverages for Halloween. Then Thanksgiving, grocery stores get rich again. Airline companies get rich again. Hotels get rich, people traveling, right? And it's not a knock against holidays. I'm not over here like the Scrooge. I just want you to see that in capitalism, they're going to make sure you always have something to do with your money if you don't have something to do with your money, okay? Write that down. That's a good one. They're always going to make sure you have something to do with your money if you don't have something to do with your money. Okay, that's good. That's a keeper. All right, so today we're going to talk about the importance of using a strategy and not so much sales. See, there's nothing wrong with sales. Okay, I always tell people I actually made my first $1 million in sales in my 20s, but I lost my first $1 million because I didn't understand that $1 million earned is really $550,000 if you don't know the tax game. You see, so I was lucky enough to recover because I was so young. But I try to get people to realize that I went from ashy to classy just because I owned and operated a home-based business. So now I travel the country and I travel the world showing people how to shift their mindset, which ultimately is the key to shifting your income. You understand? So once you get your mind right, you get your money right. That's a good note for you. You got to get your mind right in order to get your money right. If you still carry some of the same habits that haunted you from many, many years ago, you'll continue to live and dwell in the past, and that's not necessarily where you want to be financially, is in your past. You want to be in the present, which will lead you to a different future. So we teach a concept and a framework called a 369 financial transformation. The 3 represents 3 months cash flow positive. The 6 represents 6 months business income, and the 9 represents 9 months investment income. Now, you may not realize it in this picture, but this represents what we call multiple income streams. Now, let me tell you why. You see, if you adopt this philosophy in your life of cash, asset, cash, within 3 months, we want to create some positive cash flow so that you can have banks stop getting rich off of you and the government stop getting rich off of you and create more cash for yourself. Now, the key is to take that cash and put it into a home-based business, which is a very, very strong asset. And I'll prove that to you in a second. Now, your home-based business generates you some more cash. So that's a wealth principle that you have to adopt in your life if you want to get wealthy. This is not something extra digit or Brian Bean made up. Wealthy people know this from day one. You got to get some cash, develop an asset, and get some more cash. The asset then feeds you for the rest of your life. You see, you can have an apple or you can own the whole apple tree. You know, there's like 1 million seeds in an apple, and then you can plant those seeds and that'll develop 1 million more trees, which will develop 1 million more apples. Most people get some cash, and instead of buying some assets, they take the cash and buy trash. That's the big difference. So we give you a structure and a game plan so that you can work the cash, asset, cash concept. So how do you get some cash? Well, first of all, we have to minimize our taxes. We got to minimize our taxes. Then we got to lower our debt with the tax dollars that we took back. And then we got to minimize our expenses. Now, if you do this within your first 3 months, you'll see that the tax advantages of owning a home-based business start to kick in because you get to write your lifestyle off. Okay, I'll show you that in a second. I just want to show you the philosophy. Now, if you start lowering your taxes and then showing other people how to do the same thing, you now start getting weekly bonuses. You now start getting weekly residual income because people shopping at our online shopping mall and doing all kind of cool things to help you with your business. And then you get monthly residual income because people are using some of the ancillary services that we provide for our education. Now you take the money from strategy 1, you take the money from strategy 2, and you have more money now to invest in strategy number 3. Now you got assets, okay? Appreciation coming in. Now you got dividends being cut to you on a quarterly basis. Now you got capital gains. In other words, your money is making money and not your labor. So we teach you this entire strategy, not for $900, not for $300. Shoot, it's not even $200, okay? It's $179 one time. $179 one time and $29 per month. $179 one time and $29 a month. Now, this is important, and I want to make sure I look you in your eye when you see this. People say, now what's the investment about? Well, number one, you're owning your own home-based business. What's the business? Well, you're teaching people a financial strategy that'll help them solve the majority of Americans' problem, which is they're financially strapped. So the home-based business that you own is an education in financial literacy. We give you the website, we give you the reporting systems, we give you the income calculator, we give you the mobile app, the online balance sheet and income statement, the cash flow strategist, the online shopping mall, things that help you save money and things that help you make money. Here's what my mentor, Mr. Ivy Stokes, always says. He says, when is your money practice day? See, everybody has a, softball practice day, football day where they hang out at the game, tailgate day, church day on Sunday, family night on Wednesday. But you know what? Bible study on Wednesday, family night on Friday. But you know what a lot of us don't have? Money practice day. Okay? Very few of us, have a money practice day. So when is money practice day? Write that down in your notes. All right, sorry about that, guys. Now, with that being said, let me show you why the strategy is so important and how we implement this strategy using the government's advice. I'm about to show you a document that came from the IRS website, all right? Just to show you that we didn't make this up. We just give you the systems in order to implement this. Almost 15 years ago, the IRS put this article on their website that showed people what you should be doing with your tax dollars. So I'm going to show you this. 2005, 10 years ago, I'm sorry. Where does your refund come from? Now, this is the IRS.gov website. It comes from your wallet or purse when you tell your employer how much to withhold from your paycheck, or you make an estimated tax payment. For the average refund, that's about $40 a week too much. So what the IRS is saying, guys, is that most people overpay taxes. 101 million Americans overpay taxes. How do you know? Because they're getting a refund check which averages about $40 a week too much. So here's what we're saying, guys. If you really understand this, it's very, very powerful. What we're saying is, if you knew how to do your withholdings correctly, you can actually still get a tax refund if you choose, but your overpayment of taxes you should have in your check that you receive from your job, it should actually be more, but the government is saying you're giving too much to them. This is what they're saying now. This is not like I'm sitting here making this up. The government is saying, look, stop overpaying your taxes. They're putting this up like red alert, red alert. Now, look at the second paragraph. It gets better. You might be using the extra withholdings as a forced savings method, quote unquote, forced savings. But Uncle Sam does not pay interest on refunds, except in special circumstances. Putting the money in any type of savings account or paying down debts might be a better option. So the government is saying, if you take the tax dollars and get that money during the year, because we don't pay you interest on your refund. In other words, we made a ton of money off your money, but you're not getting any of the interest. You might be better off putting that money somewhere where it can work for you. They're recommending a savings account, of course, because they can't tell you what to do with it. But in essence, what they're saying is lower your tax liability and get out of debt. This is from the website. So what we do is we give you the software to implement that. So I want you guys to write that down in your notes. We basically help you correct a mistake. Our whole business model is built on helping Americans correct one of their mistakes, the overpayment of taxes. Now watch this. We earn thousands of dollars per week by referring people to this strategy. Okay, I'm gonna show you there's a compensation plan attached to it. Now we take the business income from the $1,000 bonuses we receive. We take the tax dollars from our W-4 adjustment. We minimize our expenses from our habits and our habits and our hobbies. Now we get rid of the car notes altogether. We get rid of the mortgage altogether. We're sending them an extra $864 from the debt that we've eliminated. You see, we send them the car note and the new money to the car note. We send them the new money and the regular credit card balance. Now you shaved years of interest off that they thought they were going to get from you. And now you have $3,000 a month that you can invest into assets. You see, don't forget the formula. We had to take some cash, develop an asset, and create some more cash. Now, here's the key. This is one of the tools we provide for the 179. You have to have good records in order to prove to the government that your home-based business is serious. You see, in other words, guys, one of the ways to lower your taxes is you have to keep excellent records. The government wants to know that you don't just have a hobby, you have a real business. Write this down in your notes. You're making a legitimate attempt to earn a profit. You got to make a legitimate attempt to earn a profit. The only way they know if you're serious or playing around is if you have excellent records. So what we provide for your $29 a month, one of the things we provide is a software that gives you that access. Okay? Here's how it looks on your cell phone. You can create as many profiles as you want. So Brian, I'm already a business owner. No problem. Put your current business in here too. Now add my econ business. That's our business. You put that in here too. Now you enter your income, any expenses, and you can even take a picture of the receipt. Now everything is housed on your server. So if you ever need to prove, I went to Hawaii, I traveled across the world, I paid my light bill, I paid my gas bill, I put some gas in my car, you now have a database of receipts for you. Now here's how it looks. The government just wants to know what day, and also known as when, what amount, who, what it was, and where was it. So check it out. On that date, I paid $117. I went to Verizon. It was my cell phone bill, and this happens every month. Now our software puts it in the spreadsheet for you every month automatically. So you don't have to do that every single month. The software is going to put that in there for you every single month. Now this is how it looks on your computer, just so you know. So I've been showing you guys the cell phone version, but you also have the same thing on your computer. Okay, I went to Applebee's, for example. I spent $47. I was learning the 2-4-3 strategy. I had lunch with my team, extra digit. It was meals and entertainment, and I drove 40 miles in order to get there. So now everything every month automatically goes to this spreadsheet, automatically. So check this out. The fee to join the business was $179. That's a tax write-off. My commission check was $1,400, let's say, for example, this week. That was an income. My $29 was for my monthly website, software, education, videos, shopping mall. My cell phone bill was in here. I went to Applebee's, that's in here, and I drove 40 miles. Now, I save this or print this and send that bad boy to my CPA, and now all my record keeping is done. See, write this down, guys. You have to be good at keeping good records. Your CPA knows what to do with this stuff. They just want you to say, okay, let me see all your meals and entertainment. Let me see all your traveling you did. Let me see your utilities. Let's take a percentage of all of this. Not all of it, because all of it's not tax deductible because you had to eat anyway. But they take a percentage of it for business, and now you're lowering the amount of taxes you would have paid. You see, guys, one of the few ways to lower your taxes is to open a home-based business. A lot of people don't know that. Like, they say if you don't own a home-based business, you're throwing about $20 a day out the window. The average savings for a home-based business is about $600 a month. $600. So that alone, if people knew that, the only reason a person would throw away $600 a month is they don't know. There's no other reason for that. So now we equip you with the shopping mall to even lower more of your expenses. So now we got Walmart, we got Priceline, we got DirecTV if you want that, right? We got PetSmart, we got Target, we got Macy's, we got Expedia, 1.5 million or something like that, different items in here. Now you're getting cash back and getting percentages. While you make money, you saving money by doing what? Purchasing items from yourself. This is a little term I want you guys to get used to. Everybody knows this. Pro means positive, con means negative. You want to become a prosumer, not a consumer. You see, a consumer is a person that all they do, their money go out, money go out, money go out, money go out. And they wonder why they're always negative cash flow, negative income, negative everything. It's because you're a consumer. You consume everything. A producer produces something that other people consume. This home-based business allows you to become a producer of something. You see, now you're producing education. You're producing millionaires. A lot of people in our company are millionaires off this education. You're producing a better quality of life. You're producing revenue streams for yourself. Now you can produce money and use that money to be your own consumer. So I like to call it a prosumer, not a consumer. Nothing wrong with spending money. Write this down. As long as your assets are paying for it. So don't worry about spending money. If your assets are paying for it, you're in good shape. Very, very powerful. So let's wrap this up and show you guys the bonuses. You earn $1,000 bonus for every 7 referrals. Once you hit a position called Executive Vice President, that means you have referred 3 people to our business. The minute you recommend and sponsor the 4th person, now we have people earning $1,000 bonuses, $4,000 bonuses, $2,000 bonuses, $1,000 bonuses, $10,000 bonuses. Every 7 individuals that join your organization, after you hit Executive Vice President, you now earn $1,000 bonus in business income. Now, why is that important? Well, business income is not taxed like W-2 income. So now you starting to earn residual money. Wait a minute, Brian, how am I getting residual money? Well, think about it. People are now paying $29 a month. You get anywhere from $1 to $8 for every $29 that's paid out. People are using the mobile app. If you're not an associate, Like all you guys will probably be associates. But let's say a person says, man, I like that cash flow record keeping. It's $9.25 a month, 95 cents a month. You're getting residual income off of this. The Family Shield 360, that's our legal insurance for discounted attorneys if you need one. That's our discounted psychologist. If you ever need some family assistance or some therapy, you get a big discount here. Okay? PAYS is a personal empowerment series where you get personal growth and self-development, audios, videos, and coaching webinars every single month. Okay? 3 different programs. Either it's 19, it's 29, or 49. It's up to how much training you want for your business. We give you an online shopping mall where commissions come from this too. You get residual income every time any of our services are consumed, and you get that on a monthly basis. You see, that's something that everybody needs to understand, man. You got residual debt, but very few people match their residual debt with residual income. You got to learn to match your residual debt with residual income. So the Family Shield 360, right? Some of you guys are going to sign up for that because it's a great insurance plan. Some of you guys are going to sign up for PAYS, P-A-Y-S. That stands for People, Activity, and Yourself. That's the Personal Growth and Self-Development series. Some of you guys are going to be shopping on your own mall. Why go to delta.com when you can go to delta.com from your shopping mall and get cash back, and your whole group is doing the same thing? Now you got residual checks coming. Okay? Very, very powerful. Now, excuse me, as I conclude, if I can find my mouse, how does that look? Well, let's say one associate, you're executive vice president. Okay, you got your 3 people out the way. One associate tells one associate. Those 2 tell one apiece. See, it looks like it's doubling, but it's really not. It's really 1 by 1 by 1 by 1 by 1. 8 people tell one apiece, that's 16. 32 people tell one apiece, that's 64. 64 people tell one apiece, that's 128. You see? By the time this generates, for example, 13 levels, you earn $1.3 million in bonuses. Because remember, every 7, you earn $1,000. And off of the residual payout of everybody getting on a service, you make about 40 grand a month in residuals. Now, this is hypothetical, okay? I'm not saying everybody in the company is going to make 40 grand a month and 1.3 million. I'm just showing you, one who got one, 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 who got one. You got to understand the power of compounding and exponential growth. You see? So now your residual check is unbelievable. Now you have enough money to start investing. See, we don't tell you what to invest in because you have to have a Series 6 license, and you don't want to get into that kind of advice and be a financial advisor. It's not our job to give you investment tips. Here's what we do. We show you how investments work. So now when you get with a CPA, when you get with a financial advisor, when you open up your investment account, you tell your money what to do instead of your money telling you what to do. See? That's the difference. You got to start telling your money what to do instead of your money telling you what to do. Here's the thing, guys, as I conclude. Money is taxed at a lower bracket. See, capital gains is anywhere from 10 to 15%. A W-2 is anywhere from 28 to 33%. So if you have money getting taxed because of what it pays, you get to keep more of it. The wealthy people set it up that way. So when assets appreciate or dividends are cut and capital gains is earned, that money is not taxed like labor. You can make $100,000 working, but only take home 72. You can make $100,000 in capital gains and get to keep 90,000. 85,000. More of your money has to come from money, and less of your money has to come from labor. And the minute people start understanding, okay, I get it now. I can't work the rest of my life. I got to have some investments rolling. But Brian, where do I get the money to invest? Well, you open up a home-based business with us, for example. You show people the power of the home-based business we cut you $1,000 bonuses and residual income checks. Now you can take the cash flow money from strategy 1, the residual income and the $1,000 bonuses from strategy 2, and you compound it in strategy number 3. And that's how you get wealthy, guys. Okay? So I hope that gave you, if nothing else, some aha moments. Like, wait a minute, I got it. I've been working all my life and it's not working. So I need money to work because money can outlive me. And that's what you got to do. So it's 3 kinds of people on the webinar right now, guys. Basically 3 kinds of people. Number 3 says, thank you, but no thank you. It's not my thing. It's not for me. I just can't see myself opening a home-based business, and I like my refund check. Okay. That's fine. All right. And thanks for coming out. Thanks for logging in. Number 2 says, look, I'm in. I love it. I'm going to use the strategy and get my home-based business and pretty much get my household in order. Number 2 pays the $179 and pays the $29 per month for the software, the system, the strategy. That'll lead to your financial success personally. Number 1 says, Brian, I want to put some gasoline on this thing, man. I want those $1,000 bonuses. See, number 2 is not interested in showing other people, right? They're just not with the referral concept, although they refer people to stuff all the time. But that's another story. But number 1 says, I'm all the way in, man. Okay, number 1 has to pick a service, pick any of the services. So you got your $29, and then you say, okay, I want the personal empowerment pay system. I want the Family Shield 360, whatever service you want to pick. And then you add that to your commission check, and that makes you commissionable. You see? So number 1 just has to pick a program or a product to go with their software, and now that makes you qualified to start earning the bonuses. So let us know if you are number 3, a number 2, or a number 1, and I promise you, we won't let you down. Visit our website, extradigitmovement.com, if you want to see this in video format. We like to come out and hang out with you live just to let you know that we're real people doing real things and making big things happen. So go to extradigitmovement.com to see this broken down in more detail. My 30 minutes is up. We do these every Thursday night, same time, same station. And we'll hear you guys on the Sunday night and Tuesday night conference call. God bless. Thanks for hanging out with me, man. You guys have a good night.